Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Bell. If you are new here, welcome. Today, I went to the store and bought some bleach because look at my hair, first of all. It's been, I think, actually 8 months since I bleached my roots. My bangs are just about completely brown and natural colored. There's just the tiniest little hint of lightener on the very ends, but that is gonna change today. Doing the whole bleach and then color and then toner and then everything, it's such a long process. So to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to finish this today or in a couple days. I went and got some Pravana Pure Light. This is the Ultra Lightener Reunite Mending Technology, and it lifts up to 9 levels. So my hair is about a level 5 or 6. It's not extremely dark, but I do have 4 inches of regrowth, and it's a lot. So I went ahead and bought a couple packets of bleach and then 30 volume just to get it done quickly and efficiently. So I'm excited about this, but I know it's gonna be a lot of work, so I'm kind of also dreading it at the same time. So I have color block right now. I did have this whole part bleached out and colored. And then I also have the very underneath of my hair, like the bottom half of it. It's so grown out, and I don't know if I want to continue doing as much on the bottom. So what I might do is just literally keep just a little section and then dye the rest of it a darker color to match all of this, because I do kind of want to still have natural colored hair. I do still want to have rainbow colored hair as well, though. It is just kind of hard to manage with everything else going on in my life right now. So I want to make my hair a little bit easier on myself. So I think what I'm going to do is section out like the front pieces that I do want to fully rebleach, section out the back that I do also want to rebleach, and then the parts that I'm going to be going over with like a darker color. I found a toner that's very similar to my natural hair color, and honestly, like, my hair is looking so good. I guess that's what happens when you don't bleach it for almost a year. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump into this. I'm gonna hope it all turns out okay. I did get toner to do the rest of my brown. I don't do it every single time, but because I do want to remove some of like the extra pieces on the bottom, I'll probably be doing like the last quarter of the bottom of my hair and then all my bangs and these little money pieces. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go ahead and section my hair, mix the bleach, and then get this thing going. What I'm gonna attempt to do is like the first 2 to 3 inches and leave my roots for last, but it is 30 volume and my hair usually processes pretty fast, so I'm hoping that I don't have to like wait too long before I do my roots, just because I know the underneath is a little more difficult for me to do. So I completely forgot to mention I'm going to be coloring it with a rainbow color after I bleach it. Of course, I'm not going to be leaving it blonde. I think I'm gonna do pink. I have Xmondo. I have a few Xmondo colors, and I like pink, and it's spring, and I think it'll be cute. So we're gonna go with it. Okay, now let's jump into it. Okay, here's what we were looking like with the sectioning so far. I'm going to do the whole front bleached again, just because that's easy for me to do by myself. And then I ended up taking out a pretty big section of the back and only leaving like 2 little peekaboos on each side, just because when I do wear my hair down, I still want it to look like it's going throughout like the whole underneath of my hair, so it like looks like it kind of like a halo, if that makes sense. So I can show you the back. Made sure to do nice clean lines, and this is all the stuff I'm going to be bleaching as well. So it's nice. It won't be as big of a section anymore, so less work, which is always good. But this is doable. This is more easy for me, and the rest of this is going to be dark brown. I got like a smoky brown. My hair is pretty ashy normally, and then we're gonna do some fun rainbow colors today. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into mixing my bleach and just slapping it on my hair, literally, because it's gonna have to sit there for a while. So let's get started. Okay, I went ahead and mixed 1 ounce of bleach and 2 ounces of 30 volume developer because that is what the recipe called for. This should be fun. I haven't felt the burn of bleach in a long time, so just really making sure it's thoroughly mixed and has kind of like a toothpaste consistency. Mine did come out a little liquidy, but typically after it sits for a few minutes, it thickens up and kind of bubbles up. So I'll let that rest for a minute before I start applying. Okay, I've got my gloves, my bleach, and my hair. And it definitely is looking really good consistency now. It's very thick and foamy, and we want it to really coat our hair as we put it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start just from the bottom pieces. And like I said, I'm gonna apply about halfway. I'll probably leave about 1 inch left because the roots will process a lot faster. So I'll probably leave that bleach on depending on how fast it lifts, maybe like 20 minutes first, and then go back in and complete my roots and make sure we are all lathered up in there. So let's go. Trying not to touch like all of my hair with the bleach. I'll probably end up wetting the ends of my hair just in case bleach does get on it. I don't want it to fry it off. This is how we are looking so far. And like I said, I'm going to continue to add bleach to it so it lightens faster. That way I can put the rest on my roots, get that whole process through. This is how we're looking so far. I did not apply to my actual roots yet, but it is in process and it is processing, and I'm gonna come back and check it after like 10-15 minutes just to make sure it is lightening up enough. But right now I'm gonna rinse a little bit of this off my ends because I don't want to fry those off. But I'll be back in just a little bit to do my roots. All right, I am back. It's been about 10-12 minutes and it's looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and do my least favorite part, applying it to my roots and just really try to blend that in. I am going to let it sit probably 20-30 minutes and just see how it looks. I am using 30 volume, so I know my roots are gonna lift super fast, which is why I wanted to apply to my midsection first. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into it. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes. We are looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I mean, that's pretty blonde yellow-y, so I'm gonna go ahead and shower this off now, and then I have pink and berry Xmondo that I'm going to be mixing together. So the ends don't really need to be lightened, so we mainly just needed to get our roots to a matching bleached color, and not brown. So I'll be back after I wash this off. All right, guys, here is what we are looking like with the finished results of the bleach. It came out really good, actually. Like, I'm pretty impressed with how light I was able to lift. My hair lifts pretty easily, pretty quickly, so I'm very grateful about that. But for now, I'm going to be slapping some color on this and some toner on the back of my hair too, and we're going to do a whole refresh and a whole vibe and everything. So I'm excited for this, and let me show the products I'm going to be using. So I have just a little bit of my super pink from Xmondo left, and then I'm going to be mixing in just a little bit of berry just to deepen that up. I think I should have just enough to cover my blonde pieces with this, and then the rest I'm going to be using like a darker toner. For the toner, I got, I believe it's a 5NA. It's an ashy brown from Redken Shades EQ, and I'm going to just tone it. It's demi-permanent. It even out like all my brassy tones and just even out the brown in general, and that way it will make the berry pinky color really pop, and I think it's gonna come out really good. So I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to slap it all on really quick, and it'll sit for probably like 20 to 30 minutes, and then we should be pretty finished. All right, guys, I am back with the finished results. I have got to say, every time that I use Xmondo, I am just beyond like ecstatic with the end results. Like, the way that it's just so pigmented, it's such a pretty tone, and it just pops so well. Like, I absolutely love Xmondo hair color. Like, their dye never disappoints me. It always does its job. It fades nicely, and look at that pigment. Like, that's pretty insane. So I did end up doing the money piece and like color blocking in the front, and then I did just a couple little streaks on the underneath. I honestly forgot to film myself putting on my toner. It's okay, we're just gonna forget about that. But I did put on toner to kind of deepen up my brown. I covered a little bit of the old color that I had, and it didn't come out as dark as I had wanted, but it'll kind of fade and I'll redo it and it'll be like perfect next time. You just have to make sure you're really saturating everything to get it to work for you. I really like it, you guys. I can't even express how much more like myself I feel when I have extremely bright rainbow colored hair. I think I've mentioned this before in one of my older videos, is that I just don't feel like completely myself. Like, I'm such an outgoing, eccentric, always talking to people kind of person, and I don't know, something about like having colorful hair just makes me feel good. So I'm just gonna keep listening to that feeling and having the cutest hair. I'm pretty stoked with how this turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. It is kind of a long process. I think overall it took me about 3 hours to complete the whole thing because of the bleaching, and I had to let that sit, and then I had to do my roots, and then I had to let that sit, and then wash, dry, color, wash, dry. It's a long process. So I'm glad we made it through it in one day though, because it is just so much work having to do it in the first place, that having to do it over multiple days is a lot. So I just kind of sucked it up and completed it. I love this so much. I really love the pink. Is one of my favorites from Xmondo, and I think mixing a little bit of that berry in just made it come out really deep. I really like the super pink, but with the berry, it's just such a nice raspberry pink. It's cute though. It's a vibe, and I love my little cookies. So that is going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like this video. Comment your thoughts down below if you have any questions on anything that I did or the products that I used. I will try to leave links to all that stuff, or at least list what I use if I can't find links. But yeah, I enjoyed doing this with you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. Patience, it's really key. I'm gonna be honest. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for hanging with Han, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.